What's up YouTube? I'm Vaughn and this is the Gear channel where we discuss collectibles, hobbies, competitive games from tabletop to video games, and today we are reviewing my black balls, also known as Mamemon or Mamemon, whichever you prefer, that's what we're reviewing. Now first, friendly reminder to definitely like and subscribe, and especially subscribe if you guys want to enter in amazing giveaways. So the first thing that we're playing is for Pokemon. Now there's something that you definitely have to note with this deck. So there's definitely some better black option eggs to actually play it, but for the majority of this deck you kind of want to get as much in your hand and also to start up your plays. But one key note is this deck is very anti-meta, so it definitely stuns a lot of plays, and I'm at the point that I saw a lot of potential in it, and I'm starting to think that maybe instead of focusing on the Mamemons, all the idea plays that we did for the blockers, for the floodgates, there's definitely something there. So I'm actually thinking of actually changing the deck and trying a more control anti-meta deck. So that's definitely going to be the next step that I want to do with this deck, because it definitely had a lot of potential. So for final one that we have for the Digi Egg is Sume, whatever his name is. I'm so bad at pronouncing Digimon names, but it's all good. So the reason why we're playing this is that honestly we have so many copies of Digimons that you actually do gain the 2000 DP many times, so it's not an issue with that. Next, for level 3s that we have is for Chumon, which is definitely mandatory, especially that it locks a lot of option cards like all the boosts, memory boosts. Pretty much it just shuts down any Digimon inherent ability that lets you gain memory. It just says no to, so it's definitely a really good card to actually play 4 of. And for the next floodgate that we have is Kokoamon. Yeah, butchering all the names, but it's okay. So honestly, this was not that bad. It did come up a little bit of the times that it actually did prevent my opponent from doing other Digivolutions. That wasn't really a Digivolution, so it's definitely really good in that sense, but it did not come up compared to a lot of decks, so it's an okay card, but still definitely good to have at 4. Next, for level 4s, we have 4 Mechanorimon. Now this is definitely mandatory since there is a whole plays of around 4, so it's very easy to play. But the idea of this deck is pretty much having the floodgates, having the blockers, having the black decoy talkers, blockers as well. So if you actually have a decoy, you can actually block with this. It won't get this deleted, so the other one will get deleted. And if it actually did delete the other Digimon, at least it were unsuspend, because it just has to survive. So after that, we do have 2 Gardromon. Really good, easy to play, level 2. Definitely would max out more of this if we're doing our other build, but for this it was actually completely fine of playing it at 2. Then we have our Macmon, which is a decoy black, which is the one that actually prevents your other Digimon being deleted, so you could delete it as well or instead to definitely protect your blockers. So there's actually a lot of cool plays that you could do with this. Now we're going with for Mamemons or Mamemons. So we have 4 Thundermons, which always includes of being a Mamemon, especially that it even says the name of this card slash Digimon is also treated as Mamemon. So definitely you could do a lot of plays involving the deck or the trash because it's just the card itself. Next, we do have 4 Mamemon. Now, this is definitely mandatory because 1, it has the decoy black, and the decoy black on this is amazing because it also has the ability on deletion, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 7 or less. Now, you might think that, yes, it's going to be not popping the level 5s or 6, but that's the whole point about our options that we have, is that the options we are playing is all about de-digivolutioning their opponent's Digimon. So it's actually not really any high play cost Digimon that they're going to have remain. So it's very easy to actually use this ability. Now for something to actually do the de-digivolution is catch Mamemon. So definitely you could stack the deck, put at least 4 or 3 on top of your deck, and then you go and you de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. But also it creates a lot of follow-up plays like 4 or level 6 banchomamemon, which you reveal the top 3 and then you could play your Mamemons. But we also have an option card that does something similar. So if you actually play him first, then there's a lot of follow-up plays that you could do as well. Now for the tamers. Now I kind of regret it. We are only playing 3 ties, so I don't regret this. I regret the other tamers, but tie at 3 was actually quite good. All our Digimon gained 1000 DP on our opponent's turn, so all our blockers were actually pretty big. So there was no issues over there. I actually did really like tie at 3, and also it sets your memory to 3 as well. So there was a lot of good plays with it. The one that I regret only playing 2 of was actually Izzy and Joe. And honestly, I think I should be playing 4 of this. The reason why I think 4 is because since you are pretty much like stalling with all the blockers, your opponent is going to always have at least 2 Digimon in play, so you could always benefit from it. And also if your Digimon gets deleted, especially with the decoy blocker effect, you can actually draw a card from it. Next, for our options, we do have 4 ultimate flare, which is definitely necessary because it de-digivolve 3. Okay, then it deletes all Digimon with a play cost of 3 or less. So we're already de-digivolving a lot of our stuff with the other cards, so this is very easy to actually play. I know like the play cost of 8 is pretty expensive, but having it in your security is quite awesome. Next, we do have 4 Pride Memory Boost, which is amazing because you look at the top 3 cards of your deck and you get to play a Digimon for free that's a play cost of 4 or less, and we do have a lot of them. So definitely I would focus more on play cost of 4 or less if I was going to tweak the build, so we could actually spam this a lot. It's very beneficial. Next, we do have 3 of this one, Senbone Dukan, wherever. So I was playing 4, cut it out, and honestly, it is a very pricey card of being at 9, but it can go off very easily. And on top of that, you get to delete Digimon with a play cost of 6 or less, equal to the amount of Mamemons that you played. So we're playing 3 of them, so pretty good card. And then finally, we have 2 Spider Shooters just for that one de-digivolution. I know it seems like a bit odd, but this actually came up many times and benefit a lot, especially with this card. So definitely it's a low cost and it could create a lot of follow-up plays as well. And that's it for our deck profile. If you guys enjoyed today's video, you know what to do. Like and subscribe, and especially subscribe if you guys want to enter in amazing giveaways. I'm Vaughn, and this was the Gear Channel.